Hello, welcome back here in Caden's Weather Center. Right now, today is April 16, 2025. It's been a very long time since I've made a video. It's been a couple months, but now let's hop right back into it. Right now, we're going to be paying attention to a possibility for a multi-day severe weather threat that is bringing tornadoes, possibly some large hail and some gusty winds with it as well, but definitely some isolated tornadoes at times. We're going to dig deeper into this video here to give you guys the latest information on what you could be expecting for the next week. So taking a look right now here around the United States of what's happening right now, we can clearly see very quiet in the United States, but majority of that quietness staying kind of in this region right here where the severe weather threat is going to start beginning here over the next couple of days. And we're already going to be expecting a little bit of a severe weather threat later today, and you can kind of see that in the marginal risk here stretching from just the southern part of Iowa all the way down here into Oklahoma and northern Texas. That is where we're going to see that marginal risk for severe weather threats. So nothing too big, and we're not expecting any major tornado outbreak like we did over the last couple of weeks. We're not expecting any of that, but definitely we can't rule out a tornado or possibly some large hail at times with the severe weather threats that we are expecting later this week. But right now, today, as we go out throughout the rest of the day, marginal risk here kind of going into the northern part of the Texas Panhandle, stretching through Oklahoma into Kansas and parts of Nebraska as well, and then parts of Missouri and Iowa are going to be in that marginal risk as well. Taking a look at day 2 though, so taking a look at tomorrow's, so Thursday's severe weather outlook, we can obviously see maybe a little bit more of something's going to go on because we have a slight risk right here, kind of just really all of Iowa here, parts of eastern Nebraska, even northern Missouri in that slight risk, with even parts of southern Minnesota that is in that risk. And obviously there is a big chance here that we could be getting some severe weather, but obviously some isolated tornadoes, gusty winds, and hail cannot be ruled out in this slight region right here. And we're going to go into the future radar and take a look at that. So let's take a look right now here at the HRRR model. Right now we can obviously see over here this morning 9 a.m. not much going on according to the model. It's very quiet, and we're expecting that maybe a few snow showers happening in the northeast. That will continue on as we head in throughout the rest of the day. Then we head into around midnight tonight. We can definitely see some of that rainfall starting to kind of pop up here in eastern Missouri, Illinois. Definitely possibilities for some just random rain showers to start here, and then a low pressure does form right here in the middle of the United States, and that is where that severe weather threat will be for the marginal. As you can see, nothing too alarming to the eye that we can obviously see. That low pressure pushes up to the north here, and that kind of will bring into our severe weather threat for tomorrow. Definitely maybe some flooding threat could possibly be a little bit of a concern here, so maybe some little ponding on the roads here. That will push off to the east here, but then here's our severe weather threat for tomorrow at 9 p.m. So tomorrow night we're going to be having that slight severe weather risk starting to impact parts of Iowa and even southern Minnesota. So that's going to be paying attention to this as it's going all the way up from Canada all the way through Iowa, going into Nebraska, and we're going to continue to see just that rainfall with the severe weather threat, but also the snowy side that is on the back end of this low pressure system, and that will eventually make its way over here to the east. Temperatures will drop a slight bit, not terribly or an insane amount, as we're starting to have those cold fronts that aren't as strong, but really, then the rain kind of goes away and it won't be too big of an issue, really because of this high pressure that's kind of really just hanging out. That's going to be keeping the eastern side of the United States very, very dry for the next couple of days. Taking a look at the severe weather threat for heading into Friday, we can obviously see the slight risk stretching all the way up here from Michigan, going all the way down here into Texas. Same with the marginal risk. Very large area of slight weather here that we could be expecting for severe weather. The big question is obviously, will we see any enhanced area kind of more in the center or maybe even more the northern or southern part of the slight risk? We possibly could, but right now it's not expected here. We'll have to definitely take a look tomorrow on what the National Weather Service thinks, and obviously we can see throughout the updates what they do. So this is a big thing that we have, and this will be, not just today, or not just on Friday, if it's stretching all the way down to the south. We're going to be seeing this also here on Saturday, but a little bit more down here to the south. We'll see a little bit more of that severe weather threat kind of get pushed down to the south here with that cold front that is going to be coming down. But as you can see, stretching from Pennsylvania on Saturday all the way into central southern Texas. So that will be continuing on right there. Heading into day 5, you can see this on Sunday. We can obviously see 15% chance here of severe weather. We'll get a little bit more updates coming in here pretty soon on that, but you can definitely see Missouri, Louisiana, Texas still, Tennessee, parts of maybe even a little bit of western Kentucky there, Illinois and Missouri. You guys are in that, and it's a little bit more of a condensed zone, so we'll definitely have to see on what you could be expecting over here for the next couple of days. Who will get the worst of severe weather threat? Right now, it's too far out to know that exactly. Let's take a look here at the RGEM model. We can obviously see right now, this is kind of a future radar. This is kind of an example on what we could expect. It's probably not going to be the most accurate, but what could we expect here? Well, we can obviously see some snow showers continuing on in the northeast. That will we'll also have some snow showers kind of come down with this low pressure system here. The severe weather threat that will go into tomorrow. We can see that weather start to form itself. And then we have that snowfall that will be on the back end of this low pressure system as well. We'll see these storms kind of push through. There is that severe weather threat that was for tomorrow that go through parts of Wisconsin there, even into Iowa. Snow is just continuing on over there, but apparently a bunch of low pressures do form down here in southern United States. But then we start to see that severe weather risk that we were talking about this weekend really start to ramp up in this general area right here. So we'll definitely see that kind of push a little bit more, and then obviously some snow showers in Colorado and New Mexico, maybe even parts of eastern Arizona, as the RGEM model still says some rain with some thunderstorms could be here, and obviously cannot rule out any thunderstorms that could produce a tornado or any large hail or gusty winds. Let's take a look here at the GFS model. What are we expecting over here over the next couple of weeks? Well, for the next 2 weeks, we're seeing obviously that rainfall that's going to be continuing, staying dry for most of the eastern United States, really until as we head into maybe a week from now, and then we'll start to see the rainfall. And then maybe around April 24th, we'll start to see maybe a severe weather threat kind of happen down here in Texas. But really, majority of it's just going to be rain. No major, tornado outbreak is expected here, according to the GFS, which is some good news. Obviously, because we already had several, tornado outbreaks that have already happened, 2 high risks this year. But right now, not expecting anything like that, so which is great news. But let's take a look at the temperatures, because this is a big thing. Right now, the temperatures, you can obviously see very nice and cool here for majority of the United States right there. The western side here, kind of more of the southern side, a little bit on those warmer sides here for, as we head into earlier this morning. Now heading up over here into the afternoon, 8 p.m. on April 16th. So later tonight here, according to the GFS, temperatures are going to really start to ramp up here in the central part of the United States. While it kind of has these little boundaries where you kind of can see the little areas right here, that's kind of our, cool areas and warm areas. But I mean, still even up here into the upper 60s, maybe even the upper 70s as the more farther you go south, heading into possibly the mid 80s and upper 80s, while the northeast continuing to be up in the upper 30s. Then we take a look, let's bring it, over here for the next couple of, days here as we head in. Temperature, as that cold front obviously comes in and moves out, that will bring in a lot of cooler temperatures over here in the most of the United States. Those temperatures continue to kind of ramp up over here in the southern part of the United States, obviously, until that cold front kind of makes its way around. And we'll see that eventually make its way around, and then we really start to see here on April 21st, the GFS really wanting to say, hey, we're going to have some hot temperatures in the southern part of the United States. That does include very, very hot, maybe even up into the 90s here for the Florida Peninsula. So that could be something to be paying attention to if you live in Florida. Hot temperatures could be on the way here, according to the GFS, and that could be, a couple days, going on. Then you take a look here at 8 a.m. on April 23rd. Cooler temperatures, and then you go to the afternoon, could be really hot into parts of even southern Texas, and then really majority of the Florida Peninsula here will be seeing those temperatures. I mean, look at this, April 25th at 2 p.m. The GFS says 91 near Orlando, but kind of the 70s and 80s over here by Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, 70s here, maybe even in the 60s. So that will continue on, and then we'll see the temperatures maybe cool down just a little bit, but still, once again, they will start to ramp up here as we head into later this month. Finishing off April, we'll see these temperatures really start to ramp up down here, especially in the south. But then also, as we're heading into April 30th, really the whole eastern United States will get some type of heat wave that probably will build in a high pressure. And that's kind of what the GFS is anticipating to happen. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in to give you guys the latest information here on the weather. I'm going to start posting a lot more now, and I'm going to try to do some live streams as if time is great for me if there's any big severe weather outbreak. So make sure to tune into my X page down in the description so you guys can get the latest information on anything that could possibly happen due to severe weather, or even when hurricane season's coming up. We'll talk about the hurricane seasons as the predictions come out. Colorado State did come out with their predictions, waiting for the National Hurricane Center, which will come out next month. But make sure to tune in. Follow me down on X if you have any other updates, or if you want any more updates here on the severe weather possibilities or any other weather updates that are happening right now. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you did enjoy the video. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments, and I'll be great and happy to answer any questions that you have. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.